Hello and welcome back to Spekd, and today I want to tell you what I've been doing with my hobby time. And really, I've been focusing on Blackstone Fortress. I really enjoyed the game, playing it a lot, it's random, the models look so nice and clean, but then I still want to get more out of it, especially at a price point of £95. But after doing a little bit of research, I found out that you can introduce these in a variety of ways, and that the models and characters are extremely diverse. You can use them in Warhammer 40k, and you can also use them in kill teams. And that's what I'll be focusing on today. The Rogue Trader models from the Blackstone Fortress don't actually work as a cohesive singular unit for kill team. They're actually broken up across the different factions. And because they're broken up throughout the different factions, it makes it a lot easier to integrate them into the game system. But it kind of breaks the fluff for me. And as you know, I like to have a good story as to why the characters need to be there. But really, from a competitive point of view, it doesn't really make any difference. You build the team that you want. We're starting off with Janus Drake, the Rogue Trader, and also the leader of the Blackstone Fortress expedition team. He comes in at 50 points and has lots of versatilities for this. And the first thing that stands out is his capability to be a commander for the Adeptus Astartes, the Astra Militarum, and also the Adeptus Mechanicus, combined with his weaponry, which is heirloom pistol and monomolecular rapier. Now the rapier is strength user, AP -4, damage 1, so he can cut through most things instantly. But his pistol also gives him a bit of range, which is strength 4, AP -2, and damage 2. He also has an Archaeotech grenade which can be used once per game, which is quite effective. His abilities that stand out: reroll hits of 1, he has a 4+ invulnerable, he has a concealed Archaeotech weaponry, and it's once per battle at the start of a fight phase, pick one enemy model within 1 inch, and on a dice roll of a 4+, the target model suffers D3 mortal wounds. This makes it highly effective and a very strong character. I think we will see a lot of this character on the battlefield in the future. Moving on to Esperon Lacano, the Imperial Navigator, the Astra Militarum. This commander comes in at 30 points and fulfills quite an important role of the Psyker. With his ability, the third eye, on his stat card, he has the ability to focus fire a smite within 12 inches of him. Now this is really important for removing enemy models, considering the amount of damage that can be done. Taken at higher levels, this can be quite dangerous. In my opinion, due to the cheap cost as a commander and a psyker, I think we will see this character on the board quite a lot for the Astra Militarum. Thaddeus the Purifier, the Ministerium Priest and the Astra Militarum. Coming at 50 points, this commander has a strong stat line. He has a las pistol, servo stubber, a power maul, and combined with his abilities as Zealot, a Rosarius and War Hymns, this will enable him to get into close quarter combat without sacrificing too much on the way. His War Hymns are the focus here, because they allow one additional attack for Adeptus Ministerium Infantry and Astra Militarum Infantry within 6 inches of this model. If you combine this along with a close quarter combat specialist and the Zealot, you can easily rack up the damage very fast when in close combat. When using Thaddeus in a kill team that has lots of infantry models, it will make this War Hymns so effective that he'll become a must-have. Next on the Astra Militarum list is Pius Vaughn, the Missionary Zealot. Coming at 15 points, she has average to low stats, but the key factors come again down to weaponry and abilities. Now with her weaponry, she has a flamethrower. And what's key about this flamethrower is versus chaos units. You roll 2d6, discard the lowest, and that will be the amount of auto hits made with that weapon. In close quarter combat, it gives a +1 to strength, but also a -1 AP. So that's better than your standard Space Marine. With this abilities of Zealots, re-rolling hit rolls for the character in the turn which you made a charge move, and Maniacal Fervor, which means that any time she loses a wound on a 5+, it's ignored. This makes this character absolutely fantastic. If you combine this with Thaddeus the Purifier, you gain an additional attack. Continuing our troops only section is UR-025, the Imperial Robot for the Adeptus Mechanicus. Coming at 50 points, this is a very good close quarter combat and can stand on its own for ranged combat as well, due to its MK1 assault cannon and power claw. When it comes to its abilities, at the start of each battle round, it can regain 1 lost wound. Now in kill teams, this can mean a lot of difference, especially if they have negatives to hit. and it has 4 wounds. So effectively, this has the status of a commander when it comes to taking damage. I think this is going to be worth it, but I don't think we'll honestly see too many of these. Together they stand and divided they fall. Rain and Rouse, the 2 rattling twins of the Astra Militarum. Coming in at 18 points for the troops, this is actually a very unique system that they have here for this kill team. They can operate as independent characters once deployed, and also they have their own separate wound pools, which makes it extremely handy for holding objectives. Their weapons are highly functional, sniper rifles, stub pistols, and they have a very strong demolition charge, which is actually a grenade once per battle, strength 8, AP-3, D3 damage. Once this is combined, their abilities give them a lot of board control, and think about this, you're doing this twice, so once for each model. You could do things like finding the best spot, which effectively means that you could redeploy them after deployment. Shoot and Scarper means after you make an attack with a shooting attack, you can then move. They are also naturally stealthy. They get an additional bonus of 2 to their saving throw when they're in cover instead of 1. You go high, I'll go low. When they're set up on a battlefield, they must be coherent, but then they can be treated as separate entities. And again, that's great for controlling objectives. Grappling hooks, they don't have any issues when moving up any vertical distances. And also, they can re-roll any hit wounds when shooting with ranged sniper rifle if the target is also visible to Russ. Moving on to the Recruit Tracker, Diak Grek. Now this 25-point model is a commander for both the Tau and for the new Recruit. If you want to find out more about the Recruit kill team, please head over to Burian40k's channel to get more information. It's quite a cool guy. Anyway, back to the situation. Looking at his stat line and his weapons, you could actually see that his weapons are fairly average, but he does have long range. Combined with a good ballistic skill, he's quite often going to hit. Now his abilities are key here, because he has the ability to deploy at any point at the end of your movement phase, as long as it's anywhere on a battlefield that's more than 9 inches away from enemy models. That is an amazing factor. And at the end of the day, combine that with concealed booby traps. Once per battle at the end of your opponent's movement phase, you could choose an enemy on a battlefield, roll a d6, and effectively you could provide D3 mortal wounds and a 4+. Also with his fieldcraft, it means that he could remain in cover and gain a bonus to his saving throws. Instead of the 1, he will get 2. Personally, I think we're going to see a lot of this model with the Recruit kill team. And that leaves us with the last of the explorers, Amelin's Shadow Guide, the Isanai Ranger. Now Amelin's Shadow Guide has so many different capabilities, but we'll look at those after the weapon. And the key weapon she has here, which stands out far above the others, is a long-range sniper rifle, which is 36 inches heavy 1. And this is absolutely fantastic for kill team, considering you're only playing in a 2 foot by 2.5 foot space. And her abilities make that gun function extremely well. From her battle focus to her phase crystal, which allows her to move across the battlefield and move through objects as if they wasn't even there. All this without penalty to shooting. And if that wasn't enough, she can combine that with a appear unbidden ability. You could place a character into the webway, but before the battle round begins, the first turn, you can set her up anywhere on a battlefield that's more than 9 inches away from enemy models. That means she can get around anywhere in the field to take out whatever you want at long range. Now the secret of this character, which is why this is going to be on the tabletop a hell of a lot, is the fact that it has been designed with a gun pointed upwards, adding to its overall height. So you could put her directly behind a container and she gains cover bonus whilst actually being able to fire back without the opponent being in cover. So it's actually quite an amazing trick. And all of that comes in at a cheap 30 points. That wraps up the Explorers for the Blackstone Fortress. The other kill team here is based on the Servants of the Abyss. And that's a combination of the Chaos Lords, the Psykers, Negavolt Cultists, Black Legionnaires, Traitor Guardsmen, and the Chaos Beasts. I won't go too much into those, but you can set up a team based on that. The last 2 models, which are the Urgles and the Drones, really, to be perfectly honest, at this point in time, they don't have anything going for them. Maybe you could sneak that drone into the tower. Okay, so that's taking a look at the Blackstone Fortress. But there's one other thing I want to say before I leave about integrating this into Kill Team. I took some time to speak to people at Games Workshop, and actually mentioned that the data cards which are used in the rulebook for the Blackstone Fortress transport over to Killteam, and until they actually update those rules for Killteam in particular, then you can use them and they should be used as they are. But that tells me one of two things, is that in future, one, that they might be releasing the commanders, the individual characters from the Blackstone Fortress on their own, or they might be producing a set of characters as units as a box set for Killteam based on those characters. Either way, it's a win. So coming in at £95, you can use it for the individual game of Blackstone Fortress, you can use it in Killteam, and you can also use it for Warhammer 40k. Either way, how you use it, it's up to you. Before I go, just to let you see, this is what I've painted up for the Blackstone Fortress. The models there. It took a while, but those of you which have been checking me out on Instagram and Discord, you would have seen me painting these up and getting these done. These are the 4 adventurers that I'm using the most. And the crew, it was very tricky with that gun. It's like a white gun. It was terrible against the red. But hopefully we do get a new adventurer next year. The 6 shooter, 3-armed gene stealer. No, sorry, I got a bit excited there and it kind of went wrong. But you know, that's what I'm looking forward to. And I think originally that was really meant to be one of these explorers, because it would make a lot of sense. But let's see what 2019 holds, which isn't too far away. So I hope you've enjoyed this time. I've enjoyed this time. As always, this has been Spekd. Just give you a nice little close up there. I hope to see you again next year. Invite your buddies and your friends, and we'll be doing this all again. Hopefully next year we'll get some battle reports in. Definitely get some Blackstone Fortress in, and we'll go from there. Either way, Happy New Year and PC out.